Let's meal prep healthy breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner that will get you over 100 grams of protein per day. But first, let's go to the grocery store to get the ingredients. First, I'm meal prepping breakfast. I'm making sheet pan egg sandwiches. First, I'm chopping some bell peppers and spinach. Then I'm adding 12 eggs into a blender. Then I add 1 cup of lactose-free cottage cheese, which is a great source of protein. I'm not the biggest fan of the texture of cottage cheese, but I think in this it works very well because I blend everything together until it's smooth. I also added a little bit of salt and pepper. I pour the mixture into a greased baking dish. You could also use a sheet pan. I just find this dish to be a lot easier to clean because I can put it into the dishwasher. Then I add the veggies on top and about 1 cup of grated lactose-free cheese. I use low-fat cheese because it's higher in protein. Then I bake it at 180 Celsius degrees, 350 in Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes. I let it cool down in the pan for a few minutes and then I cut it into pieces. These last in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. You could also freeze them if you like. I reheat a piece in the morning and serve with oat bread. Such a tasty and filling breakfast idea. For lunch, I'm prepping baked feta pasta. First, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of garlic-infused olive oil into a baking dish. I add the feta to the center of the dish and cherry tomatoes around the feta. I add the rest of the olive oil on top of the feta and sprinkle some chili flakes on top. I also add a little bit of salt and pepper. Then I bake it at 200 Celsius degrees, 390 in Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I cook the pasta. I'm using lentil pasta, but you could also use chickpea pasta if you like. Then I turn the heat up in the oven and cook for 5 more minutes. Then I add the pasta and mix all the ingredients together. This pasta dish was so easy to make and it's super creamy and tasty. For a snack, I'm meal prepping blueberry yogurt parfaits. First, I'm making some granola, so I'm mixing together oats, some melted coconut oil. I didn't have enough of it, so I also added some olive oil. Then I'm adding maple syrup and cinnamon. Then I just spread the mixture on a baking pan lined with parchment paper. Then I bake the granola for about 20 to 25 minutes. After the granola has cooled down, I'm building the parfaits. I'm adding low-fat Greek yogurt to the bottom of the jars. Then I'm adding thawed frozen blueberries on top. You can of course use fresh blueberries as well. The frozen blueberries are just a lot cheaper here in Finland. Then I'm adding the granola on top. Then I just repeat the layers. These parfaits last in the fridge for about 3 days. With the yogurt I used, they have 30 grams of protein per jar. such a yummy combination. I'm adding some olive oil and salt on top of the vegetables. And then I roast them in the oven at 200 Celsius degrees, 390 in Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. And then the same thing with the potatoes, so I'm adding a little bit of olive oil and salt on top. Then I'm prepping the crispy chicken. In one bowl I have gluten-free flour mix mixed together with some salt and pepper. In the second bowl I have 2 beaten eggs, and in the third one some gluten-free breadcrumbs. The first step is to roll a chicken breast in the flour, then dip in the egg mixture, and lastly roll in the breadcrumbs. Then I bake both the potatoes and the chicken at 200 Celsius degrees, 390 in Fahrenheit, the chicken for about 18 minutes and the potatoes for 25 to 30 minutes. I serve the crispy chicken and the roasted veggies with a homemade yogurt sauce. And here are all the ready meals. They turn out so delicious. Those were all the meals I meal prepped this week. Let me know if you want to see more meal prep videos in the future. And as always, the written recipes are in the description box. Hope you tried the recipes. Enjoy!